This is all we know about the April update. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? NoGoodEman coming to you today with an April update all we know video. So guys, in this video I want to talk to you guys about each and everything we know about the update preview, the confirmed, the unconfirmed, and everything in between. But before we talk a single thing, make sure you guys leave a like on that video. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss a live or an upload, and then finally support your boy on that memorable website because a new season has started. So we're talking season 8, and if you guys did not extend support over the last season, your support has been revoked. So now is the time to check if you guys are still supporting the Monarch of Gaming. We had about 600 numbers, insane last season, and I do want to reach that number and even higher this new season. So very excited to see where we go from there. Go ahead and support your boy on that memorable website for those free codes. We got so many coming up in this newest season, so you don't want to miss out on that. But what also don't you want to miss out on? We're talking about the April update, and honestly guys, the April update is looking insane, and we're gonna get this on screen as fast as possible. And here it is. We have the April update teaser preview. So the devs actually gave us a lot to look forward to in the latest dev live stream. This was the Korean live stream in which we got a teaser of the next things to come in the April update. So we're going to talk about each and every one of them, what they means for the game and what they means for how you should prepare probably right about now. So the first thing to talk about, or the first two things to talk about, is artifact expansion and then artifact reforging. So we're getting a level expansion to artifacts, but this +A has always fascinated me. Guys, I honestly think this +A symbol, it means plus artifacts, meaning we're gonna get additional artifacts in solo leveling Arise, and if they're not additional artifacts, they're gonna be additional pieces of artifacts. So what do I mean when I say this, guys? In the game's files, there's actually more than 8 pieces of artifacts you can actually equip. There's actually a belt, and I think there's a talisman artifact set. So looking forward to seeing if that's finally going to be implemented. If it is, we are going to have some insane sets in solo leveling Arise. We're going to be looking at things like 10-piece sets, maybe. We're going to look at things maybe like 6-piece sets. Of course, we can just get additional artifacts. It might not be the time to add additional artifact slots, but regardless, guys, I do think now's the perfect time to get new artifacts for our characters, more so for our hunters. Our Sun Jinwoo is always going to be strong. He's the Monarch of Shadows, right? But I do think that now's the time that we get additional artifacts that's going to boost our hunters, more so boost our defensive scaling and HP scaling hunters. So what is my prediction for what we're going to get? I do think that we're going to get somewhere in between an expert or champion on the field artifact set for those defensive and HP scaling units, in which when you land a crit, you guys will increase your user's HP or defense a certain amount %, and then over a certain amount of times, whether that's on the champion on the field side, whether it's on the beast side, it'll probably be a new artifact entirely and then have its own unique ability. Regardless, I do want to say that I do hope that this does come to fruition, because with the content to come, we're hearing that Thomas Andre is going to be back on the rise. I see no way to put Thomas Andre back on top unless he gets an artifact to boost him up. But regardless, let's go ahead and go back to that dev stream. We're talking about artifact reforging. What does that mean for SLA? Of course, if we're getting a level expansion to artifacts, then that does mean that these older artifacts might not be as useful. But fear no more, because artifact reforging should allow us to actually essentially take these artifacts to the next level. I do imagine that it's basically going to allow us to take these level 78 pieces and take it to the next level that will release. So let's say this next update, artifact levels will cap out at, let's say, level 90 for Burning Curse, and then level, I don't know, 85 for other artifacts. Then I do see the ability to allow us to basically get our sets to that level 90, 95, whatever the case may be, on our old artifact pieces. But guys, this is all leveling Arise, so there's always going to be a double-sided facet. It's not going to be for free, and it's going to be even worse because I do imagine that the substats, the +1s, will all clear out. Why is that the case? Because Netmarble, while they're going to give us some good stuff, it's got to have some bad on the back end. So be prepared for that. I could be completely wrong in this regard, but I do see that Netmarble is going to find some way to add that in. And the last thing to talk about is going to be the Encore and Instance Dungeon expansion. So we're either going to get higher levels of Encore and Instance dungeons, or we're going to get more bosses within the game. Of course, that is fire. Let's go ahead and look at some Encore and Instance dungeons right now. In the last update, we did get the Hobgoblin on the Instance side, and then in the last update, we got the Poison Giant Desert Centipede on the Encore side. So What else could they honestly do? Well, we could add more levels to Proof of Strong. Why is that the case though? Because within Proof of Strong right now, a lot of players are grinding it at the highest level. Whales are doing level 20 as a dailies, and Proof of Strong was always supposed to be a game mode in which the highest amount of whales even struggled. So nobody's struggling now, at least if you're an endgame player. So I do think that now's the time to either add more levels, add more bosses, or add more challenges. Now let's go ahead and go back because we still have a few more things that we do need to talk about, and they're definitely big. So Armory page expansion and a level expansion to the Armory. Guys, this is going to be massive, and I can't even fathom to start, or I can't even fathom where to start explaining this, but your Armory, guys, is probably the most important thing on the back end you can always be grinding within SLA. And currently you can see my Armory total power, it's 172,000. That's only because I don't have each and every one of these 12 weapons you see at level 120, but if I did, it would be even higher. So the ability to expand our Armory is going to be very, very big for you guys that have a bunch of Sunjinu weapons that are at high levels. As you can see, right now we've got what, 3, 6, 9, 12, about, dude, we've got a lot. We've got a lot, 15, maybe even 18. We got 18 weapons near level 100. So the ability to use all of those in my total army power is going to be massive, guys. If you guys can't see it, there's going to be a massive increase to, there's going to be a massive just power. What is it? What's the word I'm looking for? There's going to be a massive power creep that's going to come into SLA that's going to allow us to take our powers to the next heights. But while that is a good thing for all the content right now that has a lot of TP required, it might be a bad thing for the content to come, man. I do think the Yoga Moons is going to shock a lot of players, and he's going to have a lot of CP to start even on normal mode. But regardless, you can see things like the battle tier. For a lot of whales, they're probably around battle tier 55, anywhere between battle tier 55, anywhere between, honestly, battle tier 50 and 60 is probably where light spenders, endgame players are within Soul Leveling Arise. And then the ability to now upgrade these Armory levels and get more total power from each and every one will be very inclusive as well. And then we can't forget about that Guild Boss Rage competition. So what does that mean? It honestly just means that in Guild Boss now, each and every guild will now be battling. We're gonna have guild versus guild content, not any type of multiplayer content, but it'll be more so ranking based. So guilds that compete, and really the highest guilds, the more active guilds that compete, will now have the ability to shine in the limelight. And finally, when you guys defeat the Ant Queen weekly, I assume there's going to be some type of rankings, maybe akin to Power of Destruction. So to give you an idea, if we look at Power of Destruction, we have things like rankings. So I do imagine it's going to look something like this, in which the rankings of the overall will probably be the overall of the entire world. It could be all of global, it could be international versus Asia. Not really sure what guild versus guild will look like, but of course they'll probably still have the guild rankings, which will just show you the rankings of everyone in your guild, and then the combined rage count for the overall rankings. And of course, we don't know what it's gonna be, so I don't know what the rewards are gonna be, but I do assume and I do hope that the highest guilds that actually get those top 3 spots get rewarded and compensated greatly. And then the final thing to talk about, she is coming. Lobby's very own, the woman in the information desk, SEORIN, joins as a new playable hunter, and she's actually right behind me. Okay, oh no, she's not. Oh no, she's not. Okay, there she is. There she is. I think she like flash stepped. Okay, but here she is, man. I've been accused of being a perfectionist. I can't understand why I only want to do what must be done. He's so funny. Yada, yada, yada. This lovely lady is coming into SLA in the next 15 days, guys. But what is her kit? Honestly, I don't know a little bit too much about her. I'm hearing that she's going to be a water tank of some sorts, and definitely for the water meta that's going to come, I guess, or that Netmar was trying to push. I don't know if there's going to be explicitly a water meta, but currently we only have Saw Jiwoo as the only SSR water breaker, and then we have things like Anna Ruiz, we have things like Nam Che, which is a very good SR unit, probably one of the best SR units that you could argue for as a breaker within the game. So now's the best time to get a solid SSR water breaker that can compete with the current game state with all the crazy bosses in the game. And when the water meta is getting pushed, we do need better damage dealing DPS, or not even damage dealing DPS, but we need better breakers and breaker support units. And I think SEORIN, go ahead and drop the pronunciation in the comments, but I do think that she's going to be able to allow us to thrive in that water meta. Of course, we're probably going to pair her with counterparts of Alicia Blanc and Maylene Fisher. So go ahead, if you guys have Alicia Blanc and Maylene Fisher and you haven't used them in a while, get ready to start using them. But guys, that is everything that we can look forward to currently in the April update. Of course, we do have some unconfirmed, like Workshop of Brilliant Light. We don't know if there's going to be a new Workshop of Brilliant Light in this next update explicitly, but I can guarantee you that if it's not in this next update, then it's likely going to be in the next update after. So we're talking about the May update. Of course, I hope that's not the case. With updates being around a month long now, it would be very nice if we got some new Workshop of Brilliant Light in this next update. That way endgame players have something to grind for, look forward to, and then of course we do need to start racking up these remnant powers. So Netmarble does have to start getting along with the new workshops. Of course, I know a lot of players probably haven't completed the latest workshop, but do remember that new workshops do release on different modes. So we're talking about easy mode workshop, normal mode workshop, and so on and so forth. But guys, what do you guys think of the April update? We've got a lot coming, yeah? Don't forget to drop those thoughts, theories, and comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss a live or an upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.